get y'all to sing. Y'all got to help me out. Pray for the technology. Water in the stone, manna on the ground, no matter where I go. I don't need to worry now that I know everything I need you've got. There's honey in the rock. Come on, guys, sing. Praying for a miracle, thirsty for the living well. Only you can satisfy. Sweetness at the mercy seat, now I've tasted, it's not hard to see. Only you can satisfy. There's honey in the rock. 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 Freedom where the Spirit is, bounty in the wilderness. You will always satisfy. There's honey in the rock, water in the stone, manna on the ground, no matter where I go. I don't need to worry now that I know everything I need you've got. There's honey in the rock, purpose in your plan, power in the blood, healing in your hands. Started flowing when you said it is done. Everything you did's enough. I keep looking and I keep finding. You keep giving and keep providing. I have all that I need. You are all that I need. I keep praying and you keep moving. I keep praising and you keep proving. I have all that I need. You are all that I need. I keep looking and I keep finding. You keep giving and keep providing. I have all that I need. You are all that I need. I keep praying and you keep moving. I keep praising and you keep proving. I have all that I need. You are all that I need. I have all that I need. You are all that I need. Yeah, help me out. There's honey in the rock, water in the stone, manna on the ground, no matter where I go. I don't need to worry now that I know everything I need you've got. There's honey in the rock, purpose in your plan, power in the blood, healing in your hands. Started flowing when you said it is done. Jesus, who you are is enough. There's honey in the rock. 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 Oh, how sweet it is to trust in you, Jesus. Oh, how sweet it is to trust in you, Jesus. Oh, how sweet it is to trust in you, Jesus. It's sweet to trust in Jesus, isn't it? He provides. We keep praying. We keep praising. He keeps moving. Maybe you guys know this one. I hope you do. If you need something, He's got it, guys. Look at the flowers and all of their beauty. I don't have to wonder, you know what you're doing. So why would I worry at all? You're faithful to supply everything I need, everything I need. My Father has it, my Father has it. Every single time the Lord will provide. My Father has it, my Father has it. Look at the sparrow, lacking for nothing. No fear of tomorrow and what it will bring. If I have you, I have enough, 'cause your love will satisfy everything I need, everything I need. My Father has it, my Father has it. Every single time the Lord will provide. My Father has it, my Father has it. Every single time, guys, every time. Seek first the kingdom and its treasures. Everything else, it will be added. All that I'm needing, I know the Lord will provide. I know my God's not empty-handed. He gives us blessings upon blessings. I'm still believing. I know the Lord will provide. Seek first the kingdom and its treasures. Everything else, it will be added. All that I'm needing, I know the Lord will provide. I know my God's not empty-handed. He gives us blessings upon blessings. I'm still believing, 'cause I know the Lord will provide everything I need, everything I need. My Father has it, my Father has it. Every single time the Lord will provide. My Father has it, my Father has it. Everything I need, everything I need. My Father has it, my Father has it. Every single time the Lord will provide. My Father has it, my Father. Seek first the kingdom and its treasures. Everything else, it will be added. All that I'm needing, I know the Lord will provide. I know my God's not empty-handed. He gives us blessings upon blessings. I'm still believing. I know the Lord will provide. I know the Lord will provide. I know the Lord will provide. As we close 2025, God has brought us through so much. We've had deaths in family. We've had financial struggles. We've had relationship things. We've had illnesses. We had just so many things. And my prayer for you that through all those things that you've been able to say, it is well. Y'all know this hymn. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Though Satan should buffet, though trials should come, let this blessed assurance control, that Christ hath regarded my helpless estate, and hath shed his own blood for my soul. It is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. My sin, oh, the bliss of this glorious thought. My sin not in part, but the whole is nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. Praise the Lord, praise the Lord, oh my soul. with my soul. It is well, it is well with my soul. God, whatever we face, Lord, help us to say, it is well, for we trust in you. You provide. You give us answers. You provide healing. God, help us just to turn it over to you. Let's just continue worship today. You are not a God created by human hands. You are not a God dependent on any mortal man. You are not a God in need of anything we can give by your plan. That's just the way it is. You are not a God created by human hands. You are not a God dependent on any mortal man. You are not a God in need of anything we can give by your plan. That's just the way it is. You are God alone from before time began. You were on your throne, for you are God alone. And right now, in the good times and bad, you are on your throne. You are God alone. You're the only God whose power none can contend. You're the only God whose name and praise will never end. You're the only God who's worthy of anything we can give. You are God, that's just the way it is. You are God alone from before time began. You were on your throne. You are God alone. And right now, in the good times and bad, you are on your throne. You are God alone. Unchangeable, unshakable, unstoppable, that's what you are. Unchangeable, unshakable, unstoppable, that's what you are. You are God alone from before time began. You were on your throne. You are God alone. And right now, in the good times and bad,
But when you get to a line that says, my sin not in part but the whole has been nailed to the cross, and I bear it no more. It is well. It is well with my soul. This life is not easy. Don't seem to be fair all the time. But I know somebody that's in control, and they got more power, they got more love, they got more understanding, they got more grace, they got more mercy, they got more knowledge than anything. If you took all of our minds together and all of our hearts together and added them all up and multiplied them and took just the best of the best, it would not even come close. So, I don't have nothing to do with the sermon, but what do you identify as? You know, there's a lot of things in the world today. I see people on Twitter and Facebook and all these things, and they say they'll have their name, and then in parentheses it'll say, you know, them, they, he, him, she, her, you know, all these different things. And most of the time I can pass by stuff pretty easily. Did come across some crazed maniac on Twitter the other day, and she said you should never say Merry Christmas to someone without asking their permission first. So I replied, Merry Christmas. I mean, I don't know what else to do, but that's what I did. And but I think about people and just how crazy the world is and how crazy the world seems. And I'm not just talking about the wackos. I'm talking about even in our churches today that we don't, you know, like church is like just an option, you know, just a if I have time or if there's nothing else going on and all the different things. And I had 2 sermons for today. I kept all week. I was like, okay, are we Acts or are we Exodus? Are we Acts or are we Exodus? And I woke up this morning, I went outside and I read and studied, and I thought, you know what? We're Exodus. We're Exodus today. So we're going to look at a story in Exodus chapter 17. And I want to say this, that I hope when you leave here today that you will identify as a her. I hope that when you leave here today, you will identify as a her. And I see the guys looking at me like, huh? Like, me too? Like, yeah, hopefully she identifies as a her, but I hope everyone will identify as a her. And it'll make more sense here in a few minutes. As Melissa started singing, and she sang Honey in the Rock. There's manna on the ground. And I thought about chapter 16 of Exodus that talks about them when they ate the manna. And, you know, that God rained down this manna from heaven, this bread from heaven. And we talked about that 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks, however long it was, talked about the manna from heaven. And today we're going to extend on that into chapter 17, and you'll see kind of what I'm talking about, hopefully. Exodus chapter 17, verse 1 says, Then all the congregation of the children of Israel set out on their journey from the wilderness of Sin, according to the commandment of the Lord, and camped in Rephidim, but there was no water for the people to drink. Therefore the people contended with Moses and said, Give us water, that we may drink. So Moses said to them, Why do you contend with me? Why do you tempt the Lord? And the people thirsted there for water, and the people complained against Moses and said, Why is it you have brought us out of Egypt to kill us and our children and our livestock with thirst? So Moses cried out to the Lord, saying, What shall I do with this people? They are almost ready to stone me. And the Lord said to Moses, Go on before the people and take with you some of the elders of Israel. Also take in your hand your rod with which you struck the river, and go. Behold, I will stand before you there on the rock in Horeb, and you shall strike the rock, and water will come out of it, that the people may drink. And Moses did so in the sight of the elders of Israel. So he called the name of the place Massah and Meribah, because of the contention of the children of Israel, and because they tempted the Lord, saying, Is the Lord among us or not? So you got this picture that as after God had fed them with quail and manna from above, and now they're complaining about water, that hey, we ain't got nothing to drink, and so they're complaining, and they complain to Moses, and Moses, what's he do? He goes to God. Hopefully that's what all of us do in these times. But he goes to God and he goes, hey, these people are complaining, they're ready to stone me. And God says, hey, listen, you go up, and there's a rock, and you take the rod, the same rod that you struck the Red Sea with, that caused the Red Sea to split open. You take that rod, and you're going to go up, and you're going to strike the rock, and water's going to come out of this rock, and everybody's going to be able to drink. And so he does, and he names this place Massah and Meribah because of the contention of the children of Israel. And they said, is the Lord among us or not? Man, I hope that we never get to the point to where we question if God is among us. Now, I know there's times in our lives that we want to say, or maybe even say in our hearts, where is God? Where is God at in this time? Times are hard, and every single one of us, if you look back through 2025 or 2024 even, or 2023, however far you want to go back, think of the hard times that's been in your life. There's been times when maybe it's a death of a loved one, maybe it was a parent, maybe it was a grandparent, maybe it was a spouse, maybe it was a child, maybe you lost your job, maybe you couldn't pay bills, maybe you got sick. There is so many times, even over things like a flat tire or a leaking faucet. There's times that I'm just like, gosh, man, it's always something, always something. And but the people are complaining, and it's so weird that these two stories take place right next to each other. This story about water, and then let's look at verse 8. Look what, like right in the middle of this story about the people complaining, they get attacked. Listen, now Amalek came and fought with Israel in Rephidim. And Moses said to Joshua, choose us some men and go out, fight with Amalek. This is the Amalekites. Tomorrow I will stand on top of the hill with the rod of God in my hand. So Joshua did as Moses said to him and fought with Amalek. And Moses, Aaron, and Hur went up to the top of the hill. So Moses goes up. I mentioned this in a sermon, might have been last week or a week before. And Moses goes up on the hill, and he's looking down, and the Israelites and the Amalekites are fighting. Amalekites had attacked them. He sends Joshua out. Now you got three very prominent people in this story. Very prominent people. Moses, who God has called on to lead the people of Israel. Aaron, who is the priestly line in the people of Israel, that he is top over. And then you got Joshua, who eventually will take over for Moses, right? But right now, he's like Moses's, I don't know what you call him, he's more than a general. I don't know what he is. He's like the chief officer of Moses' entire army. Like he's second man in charge, like the vice president maybe. I don't know what you call him, but three very prominent people that are mentioned over and over and over in the Bible. But then you got somebody named Hur, who's not mentioned only 4 small times in the Bible. I don't know what he's doing there. I thought this was all important people. But Hur is there. They go up on the mountain. So Joshua's down here fighting. Moses is up top with the rod, the same rod that he struck the Red Sea, and that thing parted over. And we know it didn't come from the rod, it came from God. But same rod, he goes up there, and him and Aaron and Hur are all standing up on this mountain watching this battle. And it says, and so it was when Moses held up his hand that Israel prevailed. And when he let down his hand, Amalek prevailed. But Moses' hands became heavy, so they took a stone, put it under him, and he sat on it. And Aaron and Hur supported his hands, one on one side and the other on the other side. And his hands were steady until the going down of the sun. So Joshua defeated Amalek and his people with the edge of the sword. Then the Lord said to Moses, write this for a memorial in the book and recount it in the hearing of Joshua, that I will utterly blot out the remembrance of Amalek from under heaven. And Moses built an altar and called its name, The Lord is my banner. For he said, because the Lord has sworn, the Lord will have war with Amalek from generation to generation. This is the very first time in however many chapters and words have already been written down and things that have taken place in the Bible that God tells Moses, write this book. I want you to write a book, and I want you to make sure that you tell this story in there. And so I've talked about this story several times, that Moses, he's up on this hill, and every time he lifts his arms up, Israel wins. And as his arms get tired and they start going down, Amalek and the Amalekites, they start getting the advantage. And so they can see that Moses is getting tired. And so they roll this big rock up and they have Moses sit down. Can you imagine? Raise your hand, just hold your arm out like this. Leave it there for the rest of the service. Okay? Can you imagine how tired your arm would be? Moses is up there. This dude's 80 years old at this time, grant you. We're not talking about a young dude like Will that works out with weights and everything else. He'd probably be able to hold his arms out a lot longer than us, but he wouldn't make it all day. I promise you he wouldn't make it all day. Moses is 80. And he's up there and he's got his arms up with the rod of God. And every time he does, they're winning. And Hur and Aaron are sitting there watching all this happen. And I guess they probably start to catch on. Like Moses, like, oh, I can see him, like, oh man, getting tired. And every time he does that, the Amalekites, they start getting the advantage. And then all of a sudden he rests his arms up a little bit and he lifts them back up in the air. And all of a sudden, here comes Israel. They start whipping. They start taking care of business. And so they're probably like, uh-oh, this is the trick, holding his arms up. So they get the stone. They say, hey, here, just kind of rest against this. And they go up, one on one side and one on the other, and they help hold Aaron's arms up, Moses' arms up the rest of the day. You think they got tired too? I guarantee you they got tired. They was standing there. Listen, if I'm holding my arm up and you come and grab and help hold my arm up, guess what? Your arm's going to get tired. I don't know if Hur was over there like holding it up with this one, like loosening this one up, for 30 minutes or an hour or whatever, and then he would switch over, and then he'd rest this one up. I don't know exactly how it took place, but I know the importance of it took place that when his arms was in the air, they won. And when his arms was not in the air, they would lose. And I do know that three very prominent people in God's Word, Aaron, Moses, and Joshua, are all mentioned in this story along with a guy named Hur. I said I wanted you to identify as a her when you left here today. The importance, he didn't complain. He didn't say anything. Apparently, he must have been pretty close follower of Moses to even go up on the hill with him, but he goes up there. It means he's got his support. That means he's got his back, and he grabs one of his arms and he holds it for the rest of the day. And he's not mentioned anymore. We all love the spotlight. We all love the big story. Even our testimony. Our testimony. A lot of us think like, man, I don't really have that great of a testimony. You know what I mean? I was a sinner. I did so many dumb things. I got saved when I was 12. I didn't walk with God. I didn't follow after God. I didn't chase after God until I got way up into my late 20s, early 30s before I got focused back on God. But I didn't have, like I think about, who was it? Gary, I think it was Gary Hamrick told a story. He said, I wish I had that mob boss testimony. I was in the mob and we set people straight. I got thrown in prison, and while I was in prison, I found I got saved, and I witnessed everybody else in the prison and the guards, and they all got saved. And then I got out of prison, and I witnessed out of prison, and people got saved. And then I wrote a book, From the Godfather to Father God. Most of us don't get to write, or we're not writing the books. Most of us don't have I was in drugs and, as most people say, the Damascus Road experience, because Paul, when he was going down the Damascus Road, the light shined, and Paul, he was killing all the Christians, you remember? But people say, you had a Damascus Road experience. Most of us don't have that. Most of us have a basic testimony. But do you understand that the most basic of basic testimonies is still so incredible and so amazing that you went from being dead to being alive? Like you were dead. Like you don't need this light shining Damascus Road experience and testimony, or hey man, I was on drugs for 37 years and I killed 9 people and God saved me. Yeah, all those testimonies are great, but you don't have to have that testimony. You got a testimony, I was dead and now I'm alive. Like what better testimony can we have? Her seems like just a regular old guy. He's not that important. He's not listed in all these. Nobody in the New Testament's quoting her. Nobody in the New Testament goes, well, there was a man named Her one time that held up Moses' arms in battle. Nobody talks about her. But God knows who he is. And he stepped in and he did what might be seamless, unimportant job. But it meant all the difference in the world. So as 2026 approaches, it's coming quick. Can y'all believe it's 2026? We was just saying we're going to strive to thrive in 2025, and now we done strove and throve in 2020. I don't know. It's over with. It's 2026. It's here. It's on top of us. And guess what? It won't be long. We'll be standing here. We'll be talking about 2027. But in 2026, I want to encourage you to be the best her you can be. And that's H-U-R, not H-E-R. Don't go home, Tatum, and put on your Facebook, I identify as a her, H-E-R. You can put H-U-R if you want to, but don't put H-E-R. But I want you to be the best her that you can possibly be in 2026. Doing a small thing. Listen, there's one thing I've noticed in all my years of ministry. That people get tired. Judy, you ever get tired of sweeping this floor? You ever get tired of driving up here and cleaning off windows and everything else? You ever think, man, would it be nice if somebody was to come to me and just say, hey, won't you take this week off? I got it. You ever get tired of teaching Sunday school class? Do you ever get tired of coming and practicing music for 3 hours and having choir practice and all the other things? You ever get tired of somebody going, hey, Brian, we got an electrical problem. Can you fix it? Well, I mean, I'm covered up, but yeah, I'll try to get to it. Or Mike Tuck, you ever get tired of trying to keep up with the messages on the sign? TC, you ever get tired of Mike Tuck fussing about getting all the numbers together for the deacons meeting? You ever get like we all get tired? We all need a break. We all need to be there for each other. And I guarantee you her, when he went and he grabbed that arm and he said, I got this side, I'm sure he got tired too. But he didn't complain, or at least the Bible don't say that he did along with the other. I think if he would have, it would have told us. Because everybody else was complaining. I want us to be the best her that we can be. I want us to get in there. I want us to go and listen. If you get tired, if you get frustrated or whatever, just know, call me. Talk to me. I'll listen. I promise I'll try to help you any way I can. But let's get in there and let's work together. 2026 will go by fast. I want to ask you one question before Melissa comes. How many people, think about this. I want you to think about this. How many people did you walk past in 2025 that did not know Christ? Somebody throw me a guess out. Huh? Hundreds? Thousands? 20,000's getting a little bit closer. If the stat I read was a true statistic, that you walk past, Christians walk past 58,000 lost people every year. 58,000. Now, I don't know how close a vicinity that is. Is that a 10-foot vicinity? Is it within shouting distance? I don't know. 58,000 lost people. That don't even touch the 4.2 billion people that claim either not believing in God at all or believing in a false God. 4.2 billion people in the world. Listen, if we're going to reach them, if we're going to make a difference, just the people that we walk by, forget the 4.2 billion. Forget the 58,000. Forget the 20,000. Forget the thousands. Let's just go to the hundreds that you walk past every year that does not know Christ. My sin, not in part, but the whole, has been nailed to the cross. I bear it no more. It is well with my soul. Do you want other people to have that? I don't know about you. I'm as sorry as they come. My thoughts, my comments, my words, my tweets, my opinions, they're 99% flesh. And sometimes I think, God, I don't even know why you would save me. I'm not worth it. And Jesus says, oh yeah, you are. Oh yeah, you are. That's why I went there. And he says the same thing about you. Are you born again? Do you know Him? Has your sin, not in part, but the whole, been nailed to the cross? He became your sin so that you could become His righteousness? Do you know that? Do you understand that? If you do, that's great. But my question is, are you being a her? Are you being a her? Are you participating? Because if not, and all you're doing is just down complaining, then you look up and you see an entire nations of people that are lost. They need to hear the gospel. They need to experience that love that you experienced. They need it. We just walk by. I guarantee you right now, I don't know about y'all. I know how I am, sports. If I walk by, I could see, listen, I'll be going to the bowl game. There's no telling how many Vandy fans I'll pass when I get down there. And as I pass them, I won't even know them. I'll be like, anchor down. Anchor down. You ever walk by? Go Big Orange. You don't even know them. You ever seen them before? We'll do that. But we won't say, hey man, let me tell you about somebody I know. Let me tell you about somebody I met. Changed my entire life. Changed my entire future. But yet we'll talk to them if they're a Mason and you're a Mason. If they're a Vandy fan and you're a Vandy fan. If they shop at TJ Maxx. Sorry, ladies. Don't get bent out of shape. You can go after church. And you shop at TJ Maxx. Or if you're a Temu or all these different things that all y'all women get involved with. I don't know. There's so much stuff. Or maybe you're a dog lover. Maybe you see somebody like, tell your dog I said hi on their sticker on the back of their car. I'm like driving down the road like, you want me to go home and say, hey, Elvis, this lady in a Toyota 4Runner said tell you hi. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not doing that. You would? God. Lord, we got work to do. But like, guys, look, the whole point of this is we put a lot of importance on a lot of stuff. We need to focus in 2026, switch all of our focus to Christ. To Christ. Listen, think about this. Think about this. If everybody in this church just led one person to Christ, just one each. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 38, 39, 40, 41, 42, 43, 4, 45, 46, 47, 48, 49, 50, 51, 52, 3, 4, 5, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62 new Christians by the end of 2026. Huh? That's just one each. Guys, what are we doing? When's the last time that you've led someone to Christ? When's the last time that you told someone about the love of Jesus and the forgiveness that He offers to set that burden of sin away? Take it all gone. When's the last time? Just one each. What if we did 2 each? I'm not that smart. I don't remember how many people I counted. I think it was like 54 or whatever it was. Huh? How many? 124. What if some of us did 3 each? Guys, the whole point of this is to understand that we can flip this 58,000 people that we pass. We can flip it upside down. Will you do your part? Will you grab an arm and say, I'll stand with you? Will you grab a side? Will you stand on a side and say, hey, I want to be a her? H-U-R. I'm going to ask you this morning, the last Sunday of 2025, the last Sunday, to think about how 2025 has been for you, how serious you've been about following the Lord, how serious you've been about attending church, how serious you've been about witnessing, how serious you've been about Bible study. And maybe it's really good. Maybe you got your report card and you gave an A+ for Bible study. Maybe you gave an A+ for prayer. I don't know what it was. But I'm going to ask you, will you at least, even though we might fail at it, but will you at least come and say, I want to be one grade better in 2026 than I was in 2025? I want, if I was a C in 2025, I want to be a B in 2026. I want to lead at least one person to Christ in 2026. I want to be less of a complainer in 2026. You know that Moses did strike that rock with his rod, and that rock opened up and watered maybe millions, but at the very least over 200,000 people, plus their animals. Can you believe that? That's crazy. But I want you to know how powerful and how loving and how great God is. And He wants to use you. He wants you to stand beside someone else and say, hey, I'm here. What about you? Would you do it? As everybody stands, Melissa, would you sing this invitation song? Would you come?